So we are going to start in a comfortable seat. You can be on your shins or cross-legged at the ankles or shins. You don't need any props for practice this morning, but you could grab like a couple blankets for later on in Shavasana, or if you have a block, you could snag it, or just use like a big book or something like that. So finding your seat, we'll bring palms face down on the thighs, elbows loose to the side, sit up nice and tall through your spine. Take a moment maybe to roll your shoulders back and down. Roll out your head and your neck. Just any little movements that you need to settle in. And then allow yourself to find some stillness here. You can allow the eyes to close. And just allow your awareness to settle into this moment. Noticing what you've been carrying with you. And if it feels accessible to do so, take a moment to set that off to the side for now. And you can always pick it up again later if you need to. So noticing what you've brought and where you're at without any judgment. Just allowing and noticing what is. Begin to draw your awareness to your physical form, so noticing the grounding points beneath you. Allow those grounding points to sink a little more firmly and more heavily into the ground. And then feel your spine rising up a bit more weightless, all the way up through the crown of the head. And now draw your awareness to your breath. And so you don't need to alter the breath or control it in any way, but just notice what the body does on its own. Trusting that the body knows what to do. And you're just providing some time and space for it to do its thing. And so just taking another few moments here to simply breathe, to watch the breath, noticing the inhale expand in all directions, and the exhale dissolves evenly back in and down. Start to blink the eyes open if they're closed. With your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, take a side bend over to your right. So right hand down, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale to roll the heart up and open just slightly. And then exhale, really root down with that left side sitting bone and breathe into your left side body. Soften the shoulders down away from the earlobes. Soften your jaw. Take one more big exhale, find a little more reach. And as you're ready, inhale, rise back up. And now we'll take it into a twist to the right with the exhale. Right hand back and down behind you, left hand to right thigh. Inhale, lengthen your spine, get nice and tall. And then exhale, gently deepen, gazing in the same direction that the heart is facing. So use your inhales to find length through the spine, And then exhale, gently deepen the twist, little by little, not forcing, not straining. Take one more complete exhale, wring out a little more. And unwind with your inhale, hands high. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale, roll the heart up and open just slightly. Exhale, grounding into that right side sitting bone. And breathing into the right side body here. Keeping jaw soft, tops of the shoulders soft. Take one more big exhale. And inhale to rise, lift the torso, hands high, stretch up. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale, find length through the spine, broad across your chest. Exhale, gently deepen the twist. Take a few more breaths here. One more complete exhale, wring out that last bit. Inhale, unwind, hands high, stretch up. Exhale, hands to prayer. And let's make our way into tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And just start to wiggle it out a little bit here. You might take cat-cow. Inhale to untuck the tailbone, drop the belly, heart forward. And exhale, scoop the tailbone round the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, untuck, drop the belly, heart forward. Exhale, scoop and round. And let's take this a few more rounds and just start to kind of wiggle it out in any way that feels good. You don't have to worry about what anything looks like, especially because you're home alone. Just really notice how things feel. Maybe start to take big circles with the hips. Staying with your breath. If you're circling out, switch the direction of the circles. And come back to tabletop. So from here, exhale, tuck all 10 toes under, and then inhale just to hover the knees. So we're gonna hold here for a few rounds of breath. Notice if you're dropping your belly, gently draw the belly up, tuck the front floating ribs, and start to pull your hands towards your feet. Feel the core fire up. Notice if you're dropping your head, try to keep the back of the head in line with the upper back, pull the crown of the head forward. Good. 3 more rounds like this, you got it. One more inhale. Exhale, down dog, lengthen out your stance. Take any movements to settle in. You can pedal out the feet. Maybe glide forward and back a few times. Maybe rock out the head. And then when you're ready, settling into your Adho Mukha Svanasana, your down dog shape here. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Soft bend to the elbows and the knees. Actively push the floor away with the hands and the feet. So really fire up those grounding points. And then notice if you can lengthen your spine without dropping your chest. So keeping the spine nice and long. See if you can lengthen even more. Inhales expanding in all directions. And exhales dissolving. 3 more rounds in down dog. One more complete exhale. At the bottom of the exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Let's start to slowly walk the feet up to the hands. Maybe walking heel to toes, maybe tenting your hands. Feet settle in hip width. Little bend to the knees, release the torso and the head. And just hang here for a few breaths. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Any variation with the arms, you might take opposite elbows. With your next exhale, release the arms. Inhale to lift your torso halfway. Hands slide to the shins. Chest is broad. Soft bend to the knees. Exhale, fold. Taking that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulder blades on the upper back. Exhale, fold. And again, inhale, lifting halfway. Long spine. Exhale, fold. Now bend your knees a bit more, scoop your tailbone, keep your head heavy, slowly roll up with your inhale, crown of the head lifting last, rolling up through the spine. And exhale, roll your shoulders back and down a few times. Come into Tadasana at the top of your mat, mountain pose. And take a few breaths here. Strong and steady on 2 feet, grounded physically and grounded mentally into the present moment by keeping your awareness to your breath. Taking a traditional Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A, exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep your palms forward and up, maybe arching a bit at the top. Soft bend to the knees, exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, place your hands, step your right foot way back, right knee lowers. You could hold your hands down or inhale, hands climb up onto the left thigh or hands high. Let's hold here for 3 breaths. So 2 options. You can let your hips shift forward, coming into more spinal extension here, a little more of a back bend, or you could shift your hips back and up, level off your pelvis, and drive that stretch more into the right hip flexors. Wherever you are, the jaw is soft, the breath is smooth. Not about the shape, but the feeling. Take another inhale. Exhale to release, place your hands, tuck your back toes, step all the way back to down dog. Hold in down dog or inhale to a high plank. And then from here, exhale to lower your knees, shift your hips forward a few inches, scoop your tailbone. Inhale here, diagonal line from kneecaps to shoulders. Exhale, elbows hug in as you bend your elbows, lower just halfway. Pause, then lower all the way onto the ground, and we'll come into Locust. So keeping your hands by the nipple line, inhale, pull the heart forward and up, start to lift your legs. You can draw the hands back to pull the heart forward a bit more. Option to float the hands. Option to sweep the arms back, palms facing in, shoulder blades drawing in towards the spine and down towards the waist. 1 more full breath here. Another inhale. Exhale, release, place the hands, hips to heels, to down dog. From down dog, inhale, left leg high, Ekapada. Exhale, plank, left knee hugs into the chest, step the foot through. Take a second step if you need. Take an inhale, expand. Exhale, step forward to fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. This time, bend the knees, sink the hips into a little mini squat. Inhale, lift the torso, hands high, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands to prayer. Second side. Inhale, sweep the palms forward and up, arching a bit at the top. Soft bend to the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, place the hand, step your left foot way back. Left knee lowers. Hold your hands down, or inhale, the hands climb up onto the right thigh, or hands high, and take your variation on the lunge, hips shifting forward, or hip stacked over left knee, pelvis leveling off. Take another inhale, expand. Exhale, release, place the hands, tuck the back toes, step back, down dog. Hold or inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower the knees, shift the hips forward, scoop the tailbone. Hold, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower halfway. Pause. Then lower all the way down. Come into your variation on Locust. 3 breaths. Engaging the back body. Opening the front body. Keep the back of the neck long. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Tuck the toes, press hips to heels. Down dog. Inhale, Ekapada, right leg high. Exhale, plank, right knee hugs into the chest. Step the foot through. Take a second step if you need. Take an inhale, expand. Exhale, step forward to fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips into your little squat. Inhale, lift all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Stand tall, hands high. Exhale, hands to prayer. So let's take a few rounds now of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A without the lunges. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, place the hands, step back with the right foot to plank. Hold and plank, inhale. You can keep holding here, or we can take that chaturanga variation on the exhale, lowering the knees, lowering halfway, or you might take full chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend, low cobra, locust, or up dog. Shoulders back and down. Exhale, back, down dog. So at this point, you might hold in down dog. You might come into child's pose or tabletop. Do whatever feels good. Or you can take 2 more rounds with me. I'll talk you through one, and then we'll have silence for the last one. From down dog, complete exhale, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or float. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. A little bend to the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands, step back with left foot to plank. Hold, inhale. Your chaturanga variation on the exhale. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, down dog. And now I'll give you a minute or two to take one more round at your pace if you'd like, or hold in one position. Whatever you need your practice to be this morning. And all meeting back in down dog. 3 breaths here. Complete exhale, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or float. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Little bend to the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Last sun salutation. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose or fierce pose. Bend the knees, sink the hips, hands high. Take a few breaths here, shifting your weight back into your heels, engaging your glutes. Soften your jaw. One more inhale, reach long. Exhale, dive out, forward fold. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, place the hands. So you could step right back to down dog, skip the vinyasa, or move through it at your pace. Up to you. Once back in down dog, inhale, reach the right leg high, Ekapada. Exhale, plank, right knee hugs into the chest, step the foot through, take a second step as you need. Keep your torso low, inhale, reach your arms forward, then rise, lift your spine into crescent. Exhale to settle, bend that back knee a little more if you need to level off your pelvis. Let's pause here for 3 breaths. Option to side bend to the right. Right hand to the right thigh, left arm reaches up and over to the right. Big exhale. Inhale, rise. And now options. Exhale, you can place the hands, step right back to down dog. You could move through your vinyasa, or you could take a pit stop in standing splits. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to slowly step or vinyasa back, down dog. From down dog, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, plank, left knee hugs into the chest to step the foot through. Take a second step if you need. Torso low, inhale, reach the arms forward, then rise, crescent. Exhale, settle, maybe bend that back knee a little more. Inhale, expand. Optional, exhale, side bend left. Left hand to left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. One more exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, place the hands, step or flow back, or place the hands forward, pop the back leg up, standing split. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, slowly step or vinyasa back. So again, hold in down dog, come into child's pose or tabletop, or we'll take this a few more times, switching right and left sides just to build a little heat. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, plank, right knee hugs in, step the foot through. Inhale, reach forward to rise. Exhale, right into your side bend to the right. Inhale, come back up, crescent. Exhale, place the hands, step back, or pop the back leg up, standing split. From standing split, inhale halfway. Exhale, slowly step or vinyasa back. Take it away on the left side as you're ready. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, plank, left knee hugs in, step your foot through. Inhale, reach forward to rise. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, lift the torso, hands high. Exhale, place the hands, step back, flow back, or standing split. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or vinyasa back. We'll meet back in down dog. If you'd like to take another round on each side, feel free, you can catch up with us. But if you're holding in down dog, take a few long exhales to slow down the heart rate a little bit. Bring your awareness back to your breath if your attention has shifted away from it. We'll take just 3 more breaths here in down dog. Complete exhale, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or float. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Straight legs, hands high. Exhale, hands to prayer. Utkatasana on the inhale, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink the hips, hands high. Exhale, shift your weight back into your heels. Sink your hips a little deeper. Really squeeze your glutes. Keep those muscles turned on. And hold here. Find your strength. Take another inhale. And exhale, hands to prayer. Start to twist over to your right. So if it's accessible, you might hook your left elbow outside the right knee. Or if your feet and your knees are a little wider or you have less rotation range through your spine, you might bring your left forearm to the top of both thighs and your right hand to your right hip and work the twist from there. One is not superior to another. So either variation on the twist. Gently drawing your left knee back in line with your right. Using your inhales to lengthen your spine. And exhales, wringing out. Squeeze your glutes. Hold here. You've got it. 3 more breaths. It wouldn't be a Kaleigh class without a bunch of chair pose. You can't escape it. One more exhale. Inhale, unwind, hands high, take a big stretch up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Release your hands to your low back. Clasp and interlace, or you can take opposite elbows. Step your feet about hip width distance. So notice if just reaching your hands behind you is sending into a big back bend. Try to come back to your neutral spine. Not a flat spine, but neutral. Inhale, roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your sternum. Exhale, soft bend to the knees, forward fold. Coming into standing yoga mudra. So keep that little bend in the elbows, even if you have the range to straighten them, keep them a little bent. And squeeze your shoulder blades in towards your spine to deepen that stretch across the chest. As an option, you could bend your right knee, let your fists start to fall over to the right, heart rolls up and open to the left, and draw that outer left hip straight back. Come back through center, inhale, straighten your right knee, and now exhale, bend your left knee, hands fall over to the left, heart rolls up and open to the right, and then draw that outer right hip straight back. Inhale, come back through center. Slowly release the arms with the exhale. Option to wrap your first 2 fingers around your great toes. Inhale to lift halfway. And then if you have the toes, exhale as you fold, bend your elbows. Elbows move wide to deepen your fold. One more exhale. Release the toes. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, sink the hips. Rise up through your squat on the inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Utkatasana, chair pose on your inhale. Feet can stay hip width, knees hip width, or feet and knees together, up to you. Shift your weight back to your heels, sink your hips, engage your glutes. Take an inhale, reach long. Exhale, hands to prayer. Start to twist to your left. If it's accessible, right elbow outside left knee, or right forearm to the top of both thighs, left hand to left hip. Gently drawing your right knee back in line with left. Use those inhales to lengthen, and exhales gently deepen. Sink your hips a little lower. Squeeze your glutes. 3 more rounds. Complete exhale. Unwind on the inhale, stand tall, hands high. Exhale, hands to prayer. And then release the arms to your sides. Tadasana, separate the feet hip width. And let's just take a few breaths here. Feeling strong and stable on 2 feet. You might allow the eyes to close. Maybe tracing the inhales up the front plane of the body, all the way up to the crown of the head, and notice the exhales washing down the back plane of the body, all the way down to the soles of the feet. Inhales sweeping up the front plane. Exhales washing down the back plane. Take that a few more rounds. And as you're ready, bring the hands to prayer. Start to blink the eyes open. Inhale the hands high. Exhale, forward fold. We'll make our way back to down dog, any way you want to get there. Back to Adho Mukha. From here, inhale the right leg high. Exhale to stack and open the hips. Right knee can bend. Let's take 3 breaths like this. Option to start to trace big circles with the right kneecap. Think fire hydrant. Moving through the whole range of motion of that right hip. Stay with your breath. Let's take more than 3 breaths here. Switch the direction of those circles. Good. Inhale, reach the right leg high, square off your hips. Exhale, plank, right knee hugs into the chest, step the foot through. Now ground your back heel in and down 45 degrees. Inhale, rise up into warrior 2. So nice deep lunge, nice long stance. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Noticing inhales expanding, exhales dissolving. Inhale, flip your front palm. In slow motion, exhale, reverse. Left hand above or below left knee or a half bind. Right arm reaching up and over. It's not about getting a huge amount of side bend here. It's about coming to a place where you can still breathe fully and where your core is engaged to support your low back. So if coming all the way back here takes the core completely out of the equation and you feel like gravity is just pulling you down, then come up a little bit. One more exhale. Inhale, rise, lift your torso, straighten your front knee. Maybe heel toe that left foot in a little bit. We'll move into triangle with the exhale. So reach forward, right hand comes to the right shin at any height. Left arm reaches high. And then from here, option to reach your right arm forward, keeping the torso where it is. If the right arm is reaching forward, exhale, release it down. Inhale, expand, you're still in triangle. And then exhale to bend your right knee, pivot down, high lunge. Both hands down, left heel up. Take a moment to adjust. And then keeping your left hand down, you might add a block or a book under your left hand. Inhale to reach your right arm high. That left hip wants to drop and turn in. See if you can resist that a little bit. And then from here, you can hold this position or bring your right hand to your right hip. Both feet are gonna pivot and turn onto the pinky toe edges. So the feet are becoming parallel with the short edges of the mat. Ankles flexed to 90 degrees, feet really flexed. Gently press up into that outer right hip. Inhale, reach the right arm high. As an option, exhale, reach the right arm forward. Hold here, or if you want to step it into your side plank, you can. You could bring your left shin down or your left forearm down, whatever feels right. Inhale, expand. Exhale, pivot down to plank, lose the block. Stepper Vinyasa back, down dog. Right into that second side. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, stack and open your hips, left knee bends. We'll be here for a little bit. Option to trace big circles with your left kneecap, moving through the whole range of motion of your left hip. Switch the direction of those circles. Keep breathing. This is me loving your glutes from afar. Inhale, reach your left leg high, square off your hips. Exhale, plank, left knee hugs into the chest, step your foot through. Now you're gonna ground that back heel in and down 45 degrees. Inhale, rise into your warrior two. And settle in. Nice long stance. Maybe leveling off your pelvis a little bit. You could gaze past your left fingertips. Breathe here. Inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, reverse. Right hand above or below right knee, or you could take the half bind. And come into a depth of the pose that feels good. And then let your awareness settle into that shape. So it's a mind and body practice. One more exhale, belly strong. Inhale, rise back up, warrior two, straighten your front knee. Exhale, start to reach forward, triangle, left hand down, anywhere on that left shin, right arm reaching high. Option to reach that left arm forward, palm up, firing up the belly, keeping jaw soft. If left arm is reaching forward, exhale, release it down. Take an inhale here. And exhale, bend your left knee, pivot down to a high lunge. So both hands down, right heel up. Take a moment to adjust. Maybe add that prop if you used it on the other side, or if it just feels right, under your right hand. And inhale, reach your left arm high. Right hip wants to drop and turn in. See if you can resist that. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards the midline. You can hold this variation or bring your left hand to your left hip. Both feet pivot and turn onto the pinky toe edges, feet parallel to short edges of the mat, big toe sides of the feet lifted, ankles and feet really strongly flexed here. Gently press up into your outer left hip, and then with an exhale, option to reach your left arm forward. Breathe here. Option to step it into your side plank. Any variation, that could be on your right forearm or your right shin. And then exhale, plank to down dog, option to vinyasa. Take a few breaths here. And we'll meet in child's pose. Balasana, big toes touch, knees slightly wide, arms out in front, little tuck to the chin, forehead down. So letting everything slow back down. Inhale, begin to walk your hands back in and up, sitting on your heels, and then swing your legs around in front, scooch forward right to the top of the mat. So from here, you might sit on your book or your block, or even a stack of blankets, or you can just keep your knees a little more bent, coming into Dandasan, staff pose. Hands outside the hips, fingertips pointing forward, really grounding down to the hands, shoulders back and down. Long through the spine. And then from here, inhale the hands high, and we'll exhale to fold. So again, if you're really rounded through your spine and you're kind of reaching for your toes here, just bend your knees more to get that contact between thighs and ribs. And hands don't need to make it to the feet. They can come outside the legs, maybe rest on the shins. And you can release the head a little bit here. Paschimottanasana. Inhale to lift halfway, maybe straighten your knees just a little tiny bit. Exhale, fold again. And with your next inhale, start to slowly rise, lift your torso, scooch forward right to the top of the mat. And then we'll reach our arms forward, shoulder width, shoulder height, and then with your exhale, scoop your tailbone, start to slowly lower back and down. You could pause with your inhale if you'd like, and exhale, slowly lower. Let your low back round as you go down. Take another inhale, and exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Take as many or as few breaths as you'd like to come all the way down. Option, when your low back is flat, you might lift your legs, clasp your hands behind your head, press your head back into your hands for a half boat for a few rounds, or you can let it all go. Eventually exhale to release. And we'll step the feet in. Hug the knees to the chest. Last few movements before we find Shavasana. Final resting pose. We'll just take a supine spinal twist. Legs to the left first. Right arm can reach out wide to a T or goddess with the elbow bent. And you could always add a block or a blanket between or beneath your knees here. And start to release that control over the breath, that metered inhale and exhale. Come back to effortless breath. With each exhale, wringing out anything you don't need, anything that doesn't serve you. So letting go of any needless judgment or fear, leaving that behind. Complete exhale. Slowly unwind on the inhale, bring the legs back through center. And then exhale, releasing the legs over to the right. Left arm to a T or goddess. And just letting the shape and the breath do all of the work for you. One more complete exhale here. Inhale, slowly come back through center. Hug the knees to the chest. Maybe gently rock left and right across low back. Or keep the knees centered, slowly rock the head side to side. And feel free to take any other final movements or postures, or moving into Shavasana. So here you might add a blanket over you or a few more layers for warmth. You could add a pillow under your knees. Shavasana also doesn't have to be on your back. It could be on your belly or your side or in a seat. And just taking a few moments here to rest. To know that whatever happened during this practice, whatever choices you made, that it was enough. That your effort and your attention is always enough. You could continue to hold in an extended Shavasana, or slowly start to roll onto one side, and eventually press up to a comfortable seat. And if you are still in your Shavasana, enjoy, no rush. Thanks for joining us today. See you soon. Love you.